Oh no, what the heck? Drum brakes, wheel cylinders. Oh, what came before the disc brake? I hate drum brakes. I hate drum brakes. What came before the disc brakes? Drum brakes. Drum brakes are first. Look at the aftermarket GM one, longer than factory. You see the distance? It's like, that does mess with the adjustment. Now I have something kind of like same size. Well, that's the OEM one. I had a beautiful PBR one years ago. It is absolutely just beautiful. Also made in China, but I returned it. I regret that so much. I cannot find it. It's again made in China, PBR, but that's beautiful, beautiful casting. It looks like this almost. There's a seal number. 180077650. I don't know if I can find those, but they leak, and you can see this one has blown seals. You can tell it has blown seals. I can put my thumb over the hole. See, it still comes right out. There's no vacuum holding it. If it was actually sealing, you wouldn't get that. Even with your turn spring, it would come back very, very slow. Probably air check these as well. I'm trying to get the damn seal off one-handed. You get the dust boot off. That's pretty much all that's holding these things together. You see, that one did get bit from. I was gonna glue that one, save it as a spare. It might hold up. It's just the shoe bit it right there. It doesn't make a difference. Just had that bite in there for a long time. Or I can use the old parts one over here in China. But let's take it apart. I'll show you what goes bad on them, and I think I can fix this. I think I can fix this inexpensively, believe it or not. Give these a twist, kind of like that, and pull. You'll see your piston comes out. 27-0. Beautiful pistons, these OEM ones. See, I broke that one years ago, pulling off the stuck brake shoe using cheap shoes. And there's a rip in it. This is your seal. And behind it is a beautiful spring. I'll show you the spring on the other ones, but look at the size of that. That is 1 1/16. Right? 1. That's the size of your cup. Only the OEM one will say this. But this one, if you look close, very, very cracked around the edges. And that's why it leaks. It's very hard. I actually put these in the other side, but they're still good shape. There's a return spring. Also nice. Brakes work. It didn't go into the trees. So it's ASC certified. See, this one might be cooked. That was the one that was only leaking on one side. But this seal, I think, actually has a little more pliable. But if we actually went to a good parts store, I'm not even sure Napa would even know. You know, if they had like a parts listing for a 1 1/16, they make a shallow one and a standard size. I believe this is the standard size. The shallow one's about half the distance. But you see the little, it's like a conical shape to it. Very, very slight. But you can just change those seals. The rest of it's fine. You know, even that little rip in there, it's meh. I do have a parts one. The bore on this as well is decent. It does have a little shit in it. I think there's some sitting though. You see that black mark in there? It's rust. But I might try to, it's better now. I was sanding it with like, with 1,000 grit or something. Probably got to go a little more coarse. But the deal is the piston doesn't really ride in there anyway. That's in the middle where my finger is. The piston, you know, the piston doesn't travel very much on these at all. But another thing I was gonna say, I should have lubed this when I Ghetto rebuilt the other side, but it's probably not leaking. The pedal's not dropping to the floor. It's not leaking any fluid. I haven't cracked the drums off yet, but maybe when they back in later I will. I have to put a slight bit of lubricant around this side, because this side is not doused in brake fluid. And some people say to use this, and I think I'm running out of it. I gotta go get some at Advanced Auto. But this, I noticed a difference. This a very, very light, the slightest coat, opposed to nothing at all. And what a difference it makes. It's kind of dried up now. But I want to show you this nice spring that came out of the OEM one. See it protected and everything. And I will show you what China does, which is all you can get now. China. The seal's made in USA. But I might get a seal kit. Yeah, a company in Taiwan also has rubber seal kits too. I trust them over Taiwan rubber over the Chevy ones. I mean, the Chevy and the OEM. So these dust boots are kind of the same. Somebody has to make those dust boots too that fit. These are all common parts. But this is a Chinese wheel cylinder. As you see, it's a rusted pile of shit. And that's been on there for less. Now we got a boom boom car. See, rusted as shit. They just like make the steel out of crap and everything, so they rust. Probably. Look at that mess in there. This thing looks like horrible. And these are made by Centric, and all the other ones you see for around $12, $13 for like a 2005 to, I don't know when they went back to disc again, 2012 I think maybe they went back to discs. It was optional. Just a total shit in this thing. Oh my god, this thing. Total shit. Oh god. This thing's like frozen. That could be why the brake shoes are wearing weird too. It could have been sticking. See, look at the garbage on here. Garbage. Ugh. One of this puke. That's out of this one. Keep our parts together. They're even heavier, these things. They're heavier. If you put these on a scale, this is lighter. And these things are like bombs. Oh my god, this is so bad. Oh, there's our shitty spring over here. Watch this. See, that says 1 and 1/16 as well. So it's the same size cup. 1 and 1/16 H. But I swear, man, I'm just gonna go to the damn, or I saw some on eBay or whatever. Is there 3 in here? No. And buy cups. So I think this one might have been just leaking with the amount of rough shit in here. Look at that. It was just really, really badly bored. And all the rust and shit. Those seals actually might be okay in this one. But this garbage. This is gonna go in the scrap iron bin, man. It's horrible. But yeah. Well, that's really bad. That's what I was looking for. This is what you get though, the Chinese ones when you go cheap. So if you have like a, well, see this part I need too. I think I pirated a piston. I have another one though I had. It was a piece of junk. It's slightly different though. See, watch this. I'm also going to go to the junkyard the next time I see a drum brake truck. We're going to take apart the wheel cylinder. Maybe save that. I don't know. Maybe just get this part, the spring. Save some rubber parts. But you see, this was another design that they had for these things when the Chinese took over. And you see the distance? That's a larger distance over there, so you have more shoe rock than the OEM one. The OEM one kept it tight. And this one I think is also a different distance. And it's a softer metal. You see how it got worn in? It's the Chinese are trying to kill us with their brake parts. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start rebuilding my own wheel cylinders and my own calipers, because who's doing it? Who's doing it? The China or you? Oh, I like this too. You see the spring on this side? So this spring on this side totally sucks. It's weaker than the OEM one. It has the pokey thing that can poke right through the seal, you know, as the seal is on. You can poke through it. See, it's putting pressure on it. It can go right through over time. And it, same distance? No, a little shorter. A little shorter, but you have a longer cylinder. Alright, let's go stand those up. It's like that. But, what else was I going to say? I don't know. That. It's a pile of shit spring. Return spring in the middle compared to the OEM. Nice original one. So, another difference with your Chinese cylinder, and just a totally different design for them. You see, it goes this way. The design in the cylinder. You have your cup, spring, and then on the other side it's the same thing again, cup. But some vehicles they have this seal built into the piston, which is also kind of cool. And that's pretty much all it is in there. Pressure's in the middle. You get leakage around here, get leakage over there, but this should actually have a slight bit of lubrication. I did not do that with the one I Ghetto rebuilt. I was looking for Like, I was thinking when I had this stuff, doesn't it have that Silglide stuff? I believe it said it was good on like wheel cylinders and other stuff, but I failed to use it. But I think I might be okay. There was still a little bit of residual stuff on there. I don't know. If my rebuilt cylinder fails, I'm gonna be more mad. But just the quality of metal that the factory used, even in the boring process and everything, quality of metal compared to what you get in China, so I will save that. And I did strip out, I rounded like a couple of the threads out for the other one. I should run a chaser through here too to clean those out. Always run a chaser through your shit before you use it. Make sure your holes are clean. But I fixed it. I just needed one gone through with the chaser. But the bolts are weird too for these things as well, and I stopped making them. They're E8 bolt. So I found, you never really find 2005, 2006, 2007 Chevy trucks. I did find some last time I was there, but I was going to pirate the drums, but didn't, but now I will. But the bolts are unique and I don't make them anymore. But also like a Chevy Cavalier, a Cobalt, the Malibu with like drum brakes from like 2005 to 2010 has that same bolt when I researched it, so there's a bunch of those in there. Yeah, I need if anyone has a good parts store or knows anyone, 1 and 1/16 pucks. I think these might be okay on this one. This one's hard as shit. This one's not too hard. And was this a shallow one, or let's check our distance? About the same. About the same. This guy, about the same distance. Yeah, and there's a part number on these as well. 5454234, maybe. My eyesight's not the best. I have to figure something out with that, and then I can fix my own stuff. I'll have a pile of seals. When you blow a seal, you can fix it, and have a couple more parts, wheel cylinders, and you can fix it yourself instead of spending money going to the parts store and have fun like Mr. B's doing over there eating the bush. He's a good little bee. Okay, so that's what we got going with the wheel cylinder situation. It's fun to rebuild them. I thought this was like way over my scale, but it's pretty easy. Those old seals are shot too. One's okay, and the other one doesn't. When you can check it almost like an EGR valve. You can push it down and put your finger over the port, and obviously your bleeder is going to be shut. And you'll see it when you push in everything. You push it all in. It'll come out slightly because you have pressure at the spring, but it shouldn't come out fast, and it comes out fast. So it's shot too. It's hard. Yeah, all you need is a goddamn 1 and 1/16, man. Right? That's 1 1/16. We're gonna get some. And I don't know, Taiwan or this dude has NOS like Wagner ones that look like pretty freaking old, but assuming to get them, they could be junk. But amazing though how they just re-engineer all this stuff to China, and really like the quality of the pieces, like that's, you know, what you get. And you know, this was original. It's clear as day the difference in quality just by looking at it, the way it's machined. But people keep buying the made in China garbage. It's a huge problem in our country. When the Chinese took over the whole braking industry, first they did rotors, then they started doing wheel cylinders and master cylinders. And I have to pay so much money and look so high and so low for months and years to find USA NOS stuff. And I don't even care about if the seals are old, because again, you can buy a seal kit. You can buy a seal kit for a master cylinder. You can buy a seal kit for your wheel cylinders. You could buy. I'm basically buying it for the metal, because the metal is so much better. And you do it yourself. So that was original parts, junk. This was that. 1 and 1/16. It's not a bad idea too when you buy a Chinese one to take it apart and make sure that it's assembled correctly. Because again, the dust seals are holding it all together. And yeah. There's really nothing to it. Rust. Like this one has lots of it, made in China, and busted seals and grease around the thing. Isn't that crazy though that in 2022 you have to do this, when in 2002 you can actually get a part made in America still. Barely, it was like almost a cutoff, 2002 or 1992, you know, 1982 or 1972 or 1962 or 1952 and 1942. But in 2022 you can't. You know, what a country we live in America. Even 2006, this is probably, look, it says made in USA on it. USA, 2006. Wasn't too long ago. You know, now China. Unfreaking real. Oh well, let's put this back together just as a core. Because I don't know how to get that rust out. I'm seeing more and more rust in here. I just put some grease. Some people say a cork. I can polish that out. That's not terribly bad compared to this one. This one's a freaking disaster. Or if anyone has a, this one's really bad. It's like, it's worn in there, it's pitted, it's very bad. But if anyone has a hone that they're not using and want to donate to the cause, let me know. So I'm not buying one. Maybe I'll find one in the trash one day. I don't even know what it looks like. Brake cylinder hone. It's 1 1/16, so an inch. About an inch to whatever, probably about a half an inch. Probably don't even make those anymore. Or like some people say, a cork. And a, or maybe a block of wood. I have a 1-inch dowel. And then put paper on the side of it. On a drill. Might work as well. And use brake fluid as a lubricant. Maybe. At least I got some part seals off the old one. Yay! Can't believe it. Alright, let's put this back together. I just dropped this and got sand all over it now. Now I'm mad. Clean it all off. Alright. Guess I gotta work on this though. Find junkers. Need a piston. We'll rob a couple of springs. The bleeder. And the bolt. And maybe dust boots too, if they have good dust boots that are the same number as that. 630, that's 630, it's easy to remember. It's almost my area code.